Freddie Mercury actually wasn't that great of a singer. These kind of comments come from one place: ignorance. We need to start from the basics. A great rock singer looks at you in the back row straight into the eyes. Last night, a friend sent me a message. You heard the news? Some streaming services are using auto-tune on Freddie Mercury's voice. And I was like, what? I rushed online. If this was true, it would have been all over the music news. But you know how Google is these days. Before I could get to any news, I got Reddit posts. One was titled "Freddie Mercury actually wasn't that great of a singer." Bam! Just like that, the clickbait fever had me. I clicked on the link. What I found there was the last straw. Someone had to stop this nonsense about singing. And who better than me?
Oh dear.
Hello, top hatters and newcomers. This is Simon Mas, your friend with a too direct style of communication for his own good, and an emergency video vindicating all pop singers out there, and to save you from looking like a fool. The Reddit post was troubling. Nah, not because the guy had taken a swing at Freddie Mercury, even though for my generation, Freddie is the pinnacle of rock singing. It was troubling because it was a symptom of a more general problem. The Redditor wrote, "I think it's very clear that we," it's a typo, the guy means he, Freddie Mercury, was extremely untrained, unstable, and really was only at his best when in a controlled studio environment. This is most clear when listening to his live performances. He's constantly off key, shrieking, cracking, and pretty unstable. I've heard this argument time and again. Taylor Swift can't sing. Britney Spears can't sing. Anthony Kiedis can't sing. Bob Dylan, Kurt Cobain, John Lennon, Robert Plant, and now Freddie Mercury can't sing either?
Is that your opinion? Or
the general problem I was talking about is simple. I think all these kind of comments come from one place: ignorance. These people ignore how singing works, and they also ignore how popular music performances work. And in order to stop this disaster, my dear top hatters, we need to start from the basics: how singing works. You might have heard that if you are a singer, your body is your instrument. That is not just a poetic exaggeration, a metaphor. That is actually the truth. How does singing work? It's more or less like speaking with more control. Your diaphragm, the muscle below your lungs, contracts them or expands them. That way, it creates an influx of air that goes through your larynx, through your vocal cords, and into your mouth. The shape of your mouth, your teeth, the shape of your lips, they all modulate the flux of air out of you, meaning that all that affects your singing. Pop quiz for you, class. Do you know who displays the best technique, the best control of their body to achieve the best way of singing? That's right, classical singers do. They can fill an entire hall with their voice without using a microphone. And have you ever seen a classical singer in action? Yes, sure, somebody might take one step or two while they're singing, or move their arms a bit. But these are very controlled movements. The stiller you are, the better chance you have to achieve the steadiest airflow. If you look at them, sometimes their lips are pulled back in a kind of a fake smile. That's because they take special care to optimize even their lips' shape so that the air can come out of their mouth, and tell you that if you want more people to watch this video, you need to take action now. Like it, share it, tell me what you think with a comment. And remember, if this video made your day, give old Simon what you may. That means that if you're especially generous and you want to give me a tiny or a big donation, feel free to do it using this PayPal address. Thank you. And let's go back to the topic. Now, have you ever watched a pop or rock concert? Let's see what happens there. Live performances for popular music singers essentially mean one thing: movement. Our good old Freddie Mercury was no exception here. And sure, you find some people moving more, some other people moving less, but basically, that's what people want. They want the singer to feel the music, to snap their finger, to do forceful gestures, to tap their feet, to dance with the music. A great rock singer looks at you in the back row straight into the eyes and says, "This is a hell of a party, ain't it?" And trust me, these people and the whole band are giving their best to make you feel exactly like that this is a party and you're having the time of your life. And that comes with a cost. You're dancing while you're moving your diaphragm and you're losing control over it. It's just not as stable. You move your head, you jump, you move your body. Well, you're losing control of the flow of the air coming out of your mouth. Even if you are technically proficient, which is not the case with all pop singers. And even if you are sober and drug-free, which is not the case with all pop singers. Pop singers are entertainers. They might or might not sing at their best during a live performance, but appreciate that their singing is only part of the deal. If you see them doing all kinds of moves while singing, they're sacrificing their singing proficiency to give you another kind of spectacle. And if you hear their live recordings, remember, these people are not just singing, even if you don't see them moving. And these performances were not meant to be heard in the quiet of somebody's room. The fact that they're packaged and sold says more about the reality of music business than on that of pop music performances. I'm sure you will point me at all kinds of exceptions in the comment section below. In fact, I have one in mind myself, and I might share it with you if you want. But remember, these exceptions are just that. Exceptions! Of course, this doesn't mean that you can't have your opinion on the matter, but this also means that you cannot judge somebody singing fairly unless you factor in all the elements of that performance, of what the public wants that performance to be. To say, for example, that Freddie Mercury didn't recreate his lines in a live performance just ignores the fact that back then people went to live concerts expecting to hear something different than what was on the record. Queen already had the problem of using tape performances in order to shift on a live stage the huge orchestrations they sometimes had in some of their best songs. Freddie just tried his best to keep a song fresh by changing the way he sang, by changing his lines. If you weren't there, it might seem like something out of a history book, but trust me, it wasn't that long ago. Well, my dear top hatters, This was your Simon Mas. I hope you liked this emergency video. Let me know with a comment. Remember to stick around for more music-related videos. For the moment, stay cool and keep your top hat on. Bye!